Welcome to Go Fish Show, where we love all things go fish. Hope you enjoy this video, and without further ado, let's get to it. Blackmore Go Fish Care and Info. The Blackmore is special in the world of fancy go fish because it is one of the only go fish breeds to be found in a single color. What is the single color, you may ask? You guessed it, it is black. The Blackmore does not show this beautiful black velvet color until it matures a little. Their youngs are usually found in an amber color, and as the Blackmore ages, they can become a grayish black, giving away their age. History. Where did the Blackmore go fish originate? Originally, the Blackmore was bred in China in the early 1700s. This makes the Blackmore one of the oldest go fish breeds to date. They were not always called Blackmores. In fact, the Chinese named them Dragon Eyes as a reference to their protruding telescope eyes. The Blackmore was brought to Japan in the late 1700s, where they were named Demekin. The Japanese continued to breed them into the beautiful fancy go fish we know today. Physical traits. How can I identify the Blackmore in an aquarium? The Blackmore is a beautiful and intriguing type of fancy go fish. They can usually be spotted easily as a result of their distinctive black coloring. However, they have other physical traits that you can look for when trying to identify them. These fancy go fish are born in amber coloration and have flat eyes. As they age, their coloring darkens to a black coloration and their eyes begin to pop out. This eye formation is often referred to as the telescope shape in the go fish world. Blackmores have large protruding telescope eyes that seem to be able to see everything. Unfortunately, just because they have large eyes does not mean that they can see you better. In fact, the Blackmore has very poor eyesight and can suffer as a result. This trait is just one of the reasons the Blackmore should be sharing the tank with other so-called handicapped go fish, such as the celestial-eyed fancy go fish, and not speedy go fish as the comet go fish. Another physical trait to help you identify the Blackmore is their body shape. These fancy go fish have a round, chubby body shape. Any go fish with this body shape will have a more difficult time competing for food as they tend to be the slowest swimmers. Their stubbiness is yet another reason they are considered handicapped and should share their aquarium with similar go fish. These fancy go fish can usually grow to between 6 and 8 inches in length. Some have been known to grow even larger if they are well cared for. The Blackmore not only has a velvety black coloration, but their scales also seem to glisten in the water. That glistening comes from the almost metallic looking scales. These scales give the Blackmore a rebel appearance. However, they're a sweet and docile creature of the tank. You can also identify the Blackmore by their fins. Their dorsal fin is usually small to medium in height, but the side fins and tail fins are generally long and flowing. It is important to note that their tail fins may develop a little differently between each fish. Some Blackmores have fantails similar to that of the fantail fancy go fish, or even similar to that of the butterfly tail fancy go fish. Regardless of their tail fin formation, the Blackmore's fins should be beautiful, long, black, and flowing, or it's simply not a Blackmore. Care. Are Blackmore fancy go fish difficult to care for? Well, they can be. Go fish in general are relatively easy to care for when compared to that of a puppy or a human child. However, some go fish breeds require a little more attention and can be considered more high maintenance than other go fish breeds. As previously mentioned, the Blackmore is no slim fish. In fact, it is their hardiness that makes them easier to care for than, say, a bubble-eyed fancy go fish, which is a very delicate go fish breed. However, the Blackmore is not without its problems. Those protruding telescope eyes I mentioned earlier can be damaged easily. These go fish have poor eyesight, which means they could easily swim into a sharp object in their aquarium and damage not only their bodies but potentially their eyes. These eyes could also get damaged by simply handling your Blackmore or by attempting to capture them in a net. It is critical that you take caution when managing your Blackmore. You can help avoid such potential for harm by only providing smooth surface objects in the tank. Avoid any aquarium castles or driftwood with pointy edges. These hazardous objects might look nice, but it can mean the difference between life and death for your Blackmore. On the other hand, Blackmores will eat just about anything you throw in the tank. They will also recognize you and anticipate your arrival while you're out of the house. As long as you handle them with care, provide smooth objects inside the tank, and feed them a well-rounded diet, your Blackmore should live a long and happy life. Feeding. What do Blackmore fancy go fish eat? This may come as a shock to some of you, but go fish do not eat flakes in the wild. Go fish are omnivores, which means they enjoy various types of foods. As a go fish owner, You should provide at least one of these foods once in a while to cleanse his palate of fish flakes. Yes, you can go to a local pet store or shop and pick up some fish flakes or fish pellets. Your goldfish will receive some of his daily nutrients from them and will find them tasty. However, if you would rather feed your goldfish a more natural diet, then consider choosing fresh or frozen foods. Fresh foods, insects, algae, larvae, especially mosquitoes, vegetables such as mashed peas, broccoli, lettuce, frozen or freeze-dried food, brine shrimp, bloodworms. Aquarium tips and care. What kind of aquarium does a Blackmore require? Specialists recommend nothing less than a 20-gallon aquarium. If you live in a small apartment and only have room for a small aquarium, then choose this size and be prepared to only bring home a fish or two. 2 is pushing it a little bit. If you want a smaller tank, you will need to do constant water changes more often. Goldfish are messy fish, so the more fish in a single tank and the smaller the tank, the more likely parasites and bacteria will develop. If you live in a home and can take on a larger aquarium, then plan 10 gallons per goldfish. For example, if you want 5 goldfish in a tank, buy at least a 50-gallon tank. You should also choose an aquarium with a lot of surface area. What does this mean? It means that you should choose a long rectangular aquarium over a round bowl-like aquarium. The long rectangular fish tank will give your fish more space to swim around. It will give them space to grow to be the natural sizes, as well as prevent oxygen shortage due to its large surface area. If you choose to fill your tank with tap water, be sure to treat it with water conditioner before allowing your fish to swim in it. Tap water is very harmful to fish and should never be used unless treated with a water conditioner. Make sure you purchase a decent filtration system for your goldfish aquarium. These filters will help keep the tank clean between water changes and cleanings. Water changes should only involve the removal of about 30% of the water. Any more can shock the fish and can become dangerous for them, and should be performed every 1 to 2 weeks. This may seem excessive, but goldfish are messy and can become ill if living in their own waste, parasites, and bacteria for too long. Snails can be your personal algae control. They are an excellent way to keep the algae from growing too much between cleanings. Personality and temperament. How would the Blackmore act towards other fish and my family? Blackmores, like any of the goldfish, are very sweet, docile, and social creatures. They are non-aggressive towards their tank mates, nor are they aggressive toward their humans. Most goldfish can distinguish their owner's voice from that of a stranger and may become more timid when a stranger is around. Blackmores enjoy the company of other so-called handicapped goldfish and will be happy to share their tank with the telescope eye fancy goldfish, the celestial eye fancy goldfish, or the lionhead fancy goldfish. Health. What are the potential health problems I should be prepared for? Goldfish are prone to various health conditions. However, they are less likely to acquire them if their tanks are kept clean, if they are well fed, and if they are provided a stress-free lifestyle. Some of the potential health conditions include goldfish ick, which is known as white spot, is a pesky parasite that latches onto the Blackmore's body and feeds until it has grown enough to reproduce and start the cycle all over again. Other parasites: Argillus, or also known as fish lice, and anchorworms. Bacterial infections can include tail or fin rot, disintegrating fins caused by a number of health issues, dropsy, a kidney condition, and fatal tuberculosis. Fungal infections: black ick, swim bladder disease, a condition where the goldfish has difficulty finding their swimming balance and may swim in off patterns. Cloudy eye, this can be caused by a number of health issues. In conclusion, the Blackmore is a beautiful fish that is known for its telescoping eyes and unique physical body traits. It is one of the most sought after goldfish in the aquarium industry. It is important to have the proper aquarium supplies, a good filtration system, and a diet that will supply all the nutrition that it needs. So, go ahead and enjoy this beautiful fish. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and comment below any other topics you want us to discuss. Once again, thank you from GoFisho.